Shout out to the people that think that they can commit a crime here in Detroit and we're not going to be waiting for you at the airport when you get back. We know that criminals got to come back and revisit the scene, come and see their people. We know you ain't got no money. You got to come back here and get to it. Shout out to the criminals. Check this out.
Yeah, you're not going to come into Detroit and think you're going to shoot 5 people and get away with it. The suspect we're talking about in this case, Damon Hunter, he thought he could ditch a rental car and run to Tennessee, where he apparently has family, but he was leaving breadcrumbs the entire time. Detroit police picked up on those all the way to his arrest at Detroit Metro Airport.
He came back with like a little machine gun style pistol and opened fire on the crowd.
Surveillance cameras capture the alleged pistol puller and his weapon of choice, a Draco similar to this one.
Fires rapid rounds relatively quickly. Most cowards carry them, and that's kind of what I classified it even that night of.
2:45 a.m. March 29th. After the club is the parking lot party, but this turned ugly on Detroit's west side. 2 groups beefing over a parking spot. It got physical, and that's when Detroit police say 32-year-old Damon Hunter shot 5 people. Yes, 5. Firing so wildly, he even shot his friend. They all suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
We're very lucky it's only 5. That could have been 10, could have been 12.
The quintuple shooting outside Chicago Blues Bar and Grill, moving Hunter to the top of Detroit police's most wanted.
We're going to find you. We're not going to stop until we get you.
Didn't take long, 2 weeks. Look at that mug, arm in arm with Detroit's finest, walking off the jet bridge at Detroit Metro Airport in cuffs.
He walked out and he put his head down the minute he saw the officers.
Before officers got there, though.
We leveraged every piece of technology we could. We have a very, very strong community base that is also tired of this. So we got some really, really good tips.
Man, hold on. Let me re-emphasize what he just said. Let me back up 1 second.
Community base that is also tired. Piece of technology we could. We have a very, very strong community base that is also tired of this.
We not having it here in this city no more. We not dealing with that nonsense. Ain't no not snitching, ain't no harboring criminals, ain't none of that. You know, let me give a shout out to the Detroit police for a second. And one of the reasons why I want to give a shout out to the Detroit police is because I seen somebody say something on this other podcast and it was absolutely true, right? The Detroit police, number one, is very, very good at their jobs, and we've cleaned up the police department, and they do so well that, you know, they friendly, they kick it with you. It's funny because I was kicking it with some police officers the other day, and you're not going to believe this, and that's why I always like to call and pull up the receipts.
Hello.
Hey, you busy? I'm on a live stream.
Get my nails done. What's going on?
Hey, do you remember when the police came by the penthouse a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? They was so cool. It was just 2 women.
They was real cool.
And what did we do for them?
Gave him a tour.
Gave them a tour.
Of the place.
Kicked it. Made friends with them. All of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Changed information.
That's right. All right. Thank you, babe.
All right, bye.
Seen 2 police officers, and they recognized me downstairs outside of my building downtown. Couple of police officers, couple ladies or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my God, I love this place. I not seen it going up or whatever." They veterans of the police department, and they were saying that they watch my show sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh, cool." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a tour. Let me show you what the place is like." They came up, Rita accommodated them. We ate, sat, had some food. We laughed, we kicked it, we exchanged information. They said, "Anton, if you need anything, we got your back over here at the police." Shout out to the Detroit police officers. We love the Detroit police officers. Detroit police don't even bother you. If you got some little petty crime, some little petty thing that going on, they say, "Listen, we ain't about that. We chasing real criminals. We chasing real criminals. They ain't tripping about that little tree charge and all of that stuff. They leveraging every piece of technology, and also more importantly, the people of the city is tired. They not having none of this problem. They said, "Listen, y'all out here committing crimes. We telling on y'all. We getting y'all up out of here. We got a different type of environment nowadays. We not playing no games. So shout out to the Detroit police officers. I love police officers. We show them love over here.
So we got some really, really good tips.
Tips led them about 500 miles south to the Knoxville, Tennessee area where he has ties, a dumped rental car and a phone track. Ironically, investigators say Hunter was setting up an appointment with his probation officer back here in Detroit on prior drug charges. And when he landed for that meeting, officers welcomed him home with open arms.
I hope it's a wake-up call for those that want to do something similar.
Yeah, especially as it's getting warmer. Now, Hunter, he is facing 9 felonies for the crimes, including multiple counts for assault with intent to commit murder. But again, all 5 of those victims are recovering.
Shout out to the Detroit police. Shout out to the idiots. And yo, and if you go back to the core of the story, he shot up 5 people over a parking spot at the after hours joint when the club let out. Shot up 5 people at the after hours spot when the club let out. You idiot. Anyways, neither here nor there. So in additional news, a prison guard, a transport prison guard, was arrested and he was sentenced for 30 years for raping female inmates. Check it out.
It's never like a punishment or reasonable for a human being to be raped because they are accused of a crime.
Today, the man who was supposed to keep women safe instead found out that he's going to be in a federal prison for the next 30 years. Marquette Johnson admitted to raping 3 women in his custody, one of them while passing through Bernalillo County.
But the federal investigation identified a dozen other alleged victims. Brittany Costello joins us from the federal courthouse downtown with what all she's learned here.
The judge told Johnson today he violated the public trust with people who could not protect themselves, saying there's nothing worse, before handing down the max sentence. Marquette Johnson was a prisoner transport guard working.
Look at the monsters. I want y'all to see them. Y'all pass them every day. They bag y'all groceries, change out y'all light bulbs. Y'all run into them, they say, hey, what's up, baby girl? What's your name? Can I buy you a drink at the bar? And then they go to work and they rape the prisoners that they transporting from place to place. Monsters everywhere. Monsters everywhere, y'all.
Working for Inmate Services Corporation. In 2019, he was using these vans to pick up and drop off inmates across the country. But First Assistant U.S. Attorney for New Mexico, Holland Castron, says he was doing a lot more than that.
Johnson was calculated. He proactively sought out and created opportunities to be alone with these women that he transported.
In December, Johnson admitted to raping 3 inmates in his custody, but investigators know of a dozen others. One woman says he threatened her with a gun. She was assaulted in 2019 near the Metropolitan Detention Center in Albuquerque after he dropped off other inmates. Attorney Laura Shower Ives represents her. We talked to her in December.
It's never like a punishment or reasonable for a human being to be raped because they are accused of a crime.
Tuesday, Johnson was back in federal court where he was sentenced to 30 years in prison.
While this sentence cannot undo the emotional and physical trauma that Mr. Johnson caused TP and these other victims, it will ensure that Johnson spends decades in prison.
But there are more questions about other victims, whether Inmate Services Corporation did enough to protect inmates, and who will hold those private companies accountable. The U.S. Attorney's Office wouldn't speak to that.
We, as well as DOJ, are exploring our options within our authorities to address and prevent the future exploitation of vulnerable victims like that.
Here's the problem, too. As an employer, and a lot of people always saying, oh, man, my background shouldn't prevent me from being able to get a job. Well, it depends on the job, because when you then have power and responsibility, if you don't have the maturity or the ability to weld it correctly, what you do is you commit crimes. But then what you also do is put other people's companies, especially those that entrusted you and gave you a job, at risk, because we know that they're going to file lawsuits against the very companies that he worked for in order to shut the companies down and to hopefully get some compensation. It's evil. Not only did you do something against other people, but you also put the people that gave you an opportunity and put money in your pocket at risk for losing their company and losing everything. Because we know that it's over for them. Monsters everywhere. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, men, 3 men posing as women online so that they can rob y'all. Check it out.
At 10, what started as a pursuit for romance ended with a pursuit to find 3 people accused of posing as a woman on a dating site. The idea was to rob the man they met up with. It happened in Hardeman County, and now 3 people, including a teenager, are facing charges. Here's WRG's Ashley Paul from Bolivar with the latest.
A man on a dating site got quite the surprise when the pretty woman he thought he was supposed to meet ended up being these guys, Travarius Parham of Eads and Cameron Scruggs of Memphis.
Imagine you swipe right or swipe left. I don't know which one y'all got to swipe, which way y'all swipe in order to get the match. But imagine you swipe and then you run into Travarius. You run into Travarius. And shout out to his single baby mama that named him Travarius. Good God. Travarius and Cameron Scruggs. Hey, that ain't that pretty little girl over there. That's Travarius over there. Imagine you swiping left and right, and then you run into Travarius. I don't even know how to say his name now. Travarius. Sounds like a criminal to me. Anybody that I run into named Travarius, I'm variously curious. Shout out to Travarius. I got some really bad jokes in my mind for this one, but I can't say them because then y'all gonna be laughing at me, not with me. You know how jokes in your head, it goes so well, and then you say it, and you be like, dang, that didn't come out the way that I thought it was going to hit. And then the people be laughing, but they not laughing with you, they laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? And all of my jokes, it rhymes with Travarius. I got so many bad jokes, and I know that they're going to go over bad, and I know they're going to be so corny. But it's like, dang, man, I just want to say these jokes that I got in my head that rhyme with Travarius, and I can't even say. It's funny to me. That's all that matters. The only thing that matters is that it's funny to me. It don't have to be funny to y'all, so I'm going to keep it in my head because it's such a bad joke, but I really want to say it. Oh God! Remember when Brittany B? She was in the chat. She said, "Anton, say this or something 3 times or whatever," and it was so stupid. And then when I tried to say it, I couldn't stop laughing for a whole nother segment of the show. It's one of those type of dumb jokes. I hate this. That's why I won't get my 30 million emperor. Oh, no, I'm not saying it.
There was also a third juvenile.
He set up a date on a dating site, and 3 young men come to his residence and robbed him at gunpoint.
Sheriff John Doolin says his team responded to that call and quickly figured out what was going on.
We developed some suspects pretty quick and set up a little operation, and the operation turned out successful.
Within a day, the men set up another date.
Oh, no. Who put that on her? Oh, come on, baby. Oh, somebody come get the old Chloe up out of my screen right now. Baby. You need a stylist. Bad. Now, you know I always like to give credit where credit is due, but I'm going to have to hold y'all accountable. You can't be coming on here looking like Shrek. Fiona. Baby. That's not. No. They dressed her like they was dressing a Cabbage Patch. Why they dress her like that? Ain't nobody at the station. Her sons, her kids, Her friends, ain't nobody say, hey, baby girl, hey, no, you don't want to do that one. That's not good. You pale? Your skin chafing? Your arms is flabby? No, Fiona. You can't do that, Fiona. Jesus. Can't even focus on Travarius setting people up. Good God. I mean, she's probably a really nice person, too.
Right here at the Bolivar Inn Motel. But little did they know this date was one step ahead of them.
I think there at the end, they kind of knew that something wasn't quite right.
Sheriff Doolin tells us his department made an account and arranged a date with the men. When they met up here, the three men arrived with masks and hoodies and had guns.
Hell no. Y'all met up with a woman and she said, come to the motel? Man, listen. Y'all so stupid. Don't you know that anybody that tells you, any woman that say, hey, come to meet me at the motel, either she from Backpage and she got a pimp, or that's a man setting you up to get you robbed, big dog. Listen, if y'all ever swipe on a person and y'all say, and she say, hey, meet me at the motel, not even a hotel, the Mosey Wozy. If she say, hey, meet me at this backwoods motel and I'm going to be on the last one on the bottom row, you set up. You getting set up. You don't know that you're getting set up if you swipe and there's some beautiful woman that live in the suburbs and she tell you to meet you at some sketchy motel. You don't know that either that's a police sting for prostitution or some pimp from Backpage, or you getting set up to get robbed by some men that ain't even looking remotely close to the woman that you swipe left to. Boy, come on, man. Y'all can't be this gullible. You can't be this gullible to think that a woman is just like, oh, meet me at this random motel with homeless people in it and migrants, and we just gonna get it on. Boy, a fool is born every single day. Every day a fool is born. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Get it together. Stop getting robbed. Stop getting robbed. Look, if you ain't never got no box on the first date, or if you ain't never met no woman at the bar and she was feeling you like that, bro, this is not your lucky day. You did not just get lucky today. This is not just your birthday. Oh my God, I finally hit the jackpot. Man, you about to get robbed. You getting set up. They dropping your location. They putting a air tag on your license plate, bro. Stop feeling like y'all getting lucky. If you know that this is not what your normal routine is, then this is not normal for you, then don't fall for the okie doke. Oh, no. I see what y'all trying to do now. If you on there and you grinning and you got 3 teeth and then all of a sudden this woman that's beautiful start liking you, that's not even a woman. You getting set up. That's somebody over in Singapore. You know you can't attract nobody that look like that with 3 teeth. Stop. Think. What are you used to? Crackheads, meth addicts, fentanyl people, drug addicts. That's what you're used to sleeping with. If you're used to sleeping with those type of people, don't sit here and tell me that you hit the jackpot. Oh, man, look at this person. No, you about to be on 90 Day Fiance for the next 5 years, sending your money over to Thailand. Boy, you got a lady boy that's after you. Come on, y'all. Think. Come on, we got to be quick on our toes. This is why they don't want to give me the $30 million, because I'm going to be telling the truth. And they're going to be like, no, we want you to just keep it above board. I'm going to say, no, I got to keep these guys from getting robbed up to Mosey Wozy. We got to keep the people from getting robbed, okay? You know what you're used to. Stay in your lane, bro.
3 were taken into custody. Both Parham and Scruggs are facing a number of charges, including aggravated robbery, tampering with evidence, and possession of a firearm to commit a felony. And Sheriff Doolin has some words of wisdom for people.
Look at the people out there. Look at what she invited them to.
Possession of a firearm to commit a felony. And Sheriff Doolin.
You going over there to go get you some box? You gonna risk it all, huh? Just to get some box. You going in there? Well, Travarius is waiting on you in there, buddy.
Has some words of wisdom for people who use dating sites.
Just be careful. If it's too easy, that's probably not the right thing to do. It's got to be mindful of their safety.
Honest to God, on my father's grave, on everything, I have not seen this clip yet. This is my first time actually watching this clip. I have not seen this clip before reviewing it. Even John Doolin, the sheriff, said, listen, man, if it's too good to be true, you're probably getting finessed. He don't want to tell you like I'm going to tell you. The sheriff, John Doolin, look at sheriff. He ain't got no fade. He just got a straight up buzz cut on the sides. And he got the top like a horse's mane. He telling you, listen, man, if it's too good to be true and you going over there to the Mosey Wozy and it's only going to cost you $37 in order to rent it for an hour, it's probably not it. Be careful, bro. Tell him, John. I'm going to let John tell you again.
Easy.
Of wisdom for people who use dating sites.
Just be careful. If it's too easy, that's probably not the right thing to do. It's got to be mindful of their safety.
Bond for each is set at $200,000. I'm Ashley Paul, WREG News Channel 3.
So shout out to Travarius and Cornelius and all of his friends for setting y'all up. Come on, man. Focus. Shawnee, am I off or am I off? Am I off or am I off? Red Roof Inn ain't even $37.50. It's like $70, ain't it? $70 plus tax. Then when you go there, you got to tell them, hey, man, don't be sending nothing to my house. We not going to send nothing to your house. We just want your address for purposes related to the room. Next thing you know, you get home, you got some Red Roof Inn stuff coming in your mailbox. Why is Red Roof Inn sending stuff to the house? I don't know. You get mad. They going to lie to you. Look, I'm going to give y'all all to the game. When you go to the Mosey Wozy, they going to ask you for your address. Don't give it to them. All right? They going to start sending paraphernalia over to your house. Then your wife going to be asking you questions. What is this coming there? And they going to lie to you. They going to say, yeah, we're not sending nothing to your house. This is just for billing purposes. Oh, no. Oh, no. Take this P.O. box. Send all mail, and I want to unsubscribe to emails, regular mail, and anything else. Unsubscribe. Tell her to put it in her name. Hey, you put it in your name. I'm not putting it in my name because I don't need no paraphernalia coming to my place. Get a prepaid card so it ain't on your credit card bill. You ain't going to be out there like Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade. Then they subpoenaing you and looking at your phone records. Get you a burner. I ain't going to tell y'all everything. Because then y'all going to be saying Anton lived an alternative life.